city where they gotta play us.
Yeah.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us.
Auto.
Coin flip, it's time to pay up.
Hey.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us.
They still
I'm from the city
gotta
where they gotta
play
play us.
us,
I'm
man.
from the city where they gotta play us. Coin flip, it's time to pay up.
Go. Started out with who they? They done got me started. Call Katie, tell him make room for the Lamborghini. I trust 27 to lead us through any battle. We had DK out there press. You seen how we did Seattle? Went down 1-3 and then we hop back on that saddle. Everybody want T, but you can't have him cause we got a lethal 9 on the side and he gon' always red dot him. 29 got him on lockdown. This Taylor Britt Island. You know Jamar probably open. That boy 7-11. Who your best cornerback? Cause my receivers gon' shred it. And you don't wanna go one-on-one with Lou's playbook. 91 step on that field, them quarterbacks look shook. A couple weeks went by and we done stacked us up some wins. Brad Logan still with us, still the turnover twin. Uzier and man to man, you probably shouldn't throw at him. Orlando Brown came to town, showed us what a bodyguard is. I don't think they want no smoke with us. Forever standing on business, this ain't no joke for us. Money Mackey line it up, that boy forever clutch. Put up whoever you want, it's never slow for us. Ain't nothing changed, 21 still lurking in the cut. 83 reasons why they can't with us. Zach Taylor top dog, it's always win or bust. Hand the ball to Chase Brown, probably won't get touched. Chuck sizzle back deep to receive the punt. Probably gon' run it back, I feel like he the one. Doing my shuffle on him still, I feel like Icky Woods. Whole line protecting Joe like a tiger should. Imagine having Trent Irwin as your fourth string. If BJ Hill hit you, you feel what that force bring. 1, 2, 3, nah, we need 4 rings. This the jungle, you can't come in here and pull strings. Look close, look how DJ read that offense. Sin Hubbard and Osai, yeah, we all in. Nick Scott ball hawking overwatching. Dax Hill an interception that look flawless. It's really hard to lose when K. Adams rule for you. If you need a couple yards, Earth gon' get it for you. We got Tanner Hudson now, Sample still too. Yoshi gon' go get that ball just like a dog do. Already knew they had to play us, but this part two. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. Who they?
Who day, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the back-to-back AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I'm up to 2,434 subscribers. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter X and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification. Every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusive in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you got something that you'd like to ask Trags, who is not here yet, hopefully he's coming. If not, I'll just be talking to you guys. Or you just want to support the show, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live from this glorious place down here. It's the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. So if you have a condo you're looking for, an apartment, a house you want to rent, if you have a property you just don't want to manage anymore, give T Properties a shot and they'll take care of the rest. And you know, we hit the jackpot when we drafted Joe Burrow. That's why we call him Jackpot Joey. If you want any of the hats, the gear, the flags, the shirts, any of that stuff, go to jackpotjoey9.com. If you want the beer, it's at Brink Brewery and also at most major Krogers and pretty much everywhere in the city. It's all the way up in almost Middletown. I saw my buddy Matt Bengals Bourbon found it up there. So it's everywhere. And if you go a place and they don't have the Jackpot Joey, say, hey, give me some Jackpot Joey beer. It's from Brink Brewery. It's delicious. So you get cool stuff. You get to drink delicious beer, and you get to help people out. So, portion of the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund. So, like I said, the people that are making money on this are the ones that count, and that is the Joe Burrow Foundation. That's what this is all about. So, make sure you go buy some of the gear and drink some of the delicious beer. I enjoy it a lot. What is up to everybody in the chat? Let's see here. Hold on, you guys are blowing it up. Robert was first. Strangers in there. Paul's in there. Brad's in there. Nicole's in there. Okay. Pork chop. What are you doing? You're eating an egg salad. That's great. Thanks for sharing that there, Chop. Rick the Rock is in there. What is up to everybody? So like I said, Mike Petraglia said he'd join me. I'm waiting for him to jump into the backstage area, so hopefully he will jump in. But we have some news on the injury front here as far as the Bengals and the Ratbirds go. So I got this from the Bengals. Looks like Trey Henderson, psycho, blackout Trey, looks like he's going to play. I mean, dude was out there practicing the other night, and I saw Trag's video. He looked pretty healthy to me. So I don't know, but it looks like looks like he could play. They haven't said anything yet. T. Higgins is out. Sam Hubbard is out. Yoshivas is out. So for people who are talking about Yoshi was injured yesterday, that he is out. And Charlie Jones is still questionable, but he was full go in all the practices. So I would really hope that Chuck Sizzle would play because I think we might need him. Definitely if T is out and Yoshi is out now. Yes, we need another wide receiver. So hopefully Charlie Jones can be activated. Now, this is what I got for Lance McAllister. The Ratbirds out. Linebacker Staley. Simpson's out with concussion. Doubtful. Humphrey, questionable. Devin Duvall, John Simpson, Kyle Vonnet, and Daryl Worley. They all are doubtful to questionable, but we have two of them that are definitely out. So everybody's banged up. It's that time of year. Unfortunately, it has to come when the Bengals, unfortunately, lost on Sunday. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's get to some of the questions here you guys got. We can start doing this before Trags gets on. Let's see here. Brad said, got to go tomorrow and pick up my Corey Dillon signed helmet. Sweet. Are you getting that at the card shop, Galaxy? And that's not it. Where was the card shop that he went to? I can't even remember the name of the place he went to. Gonna be irritated. I can't remember the name of the place. But anyway, hopefully that's where you're gonna get it. I got a cool Corey Dillon autographed jersey back here. Let's see here. Rick the Rock says Ravens can't fly straight. All right. Let's see here. Tom, Ravens coach is never truthful about the injuries. He likes to bend the rules. Yeah, they do tend to do that. We'll see plays and who doesn't. It's going to be I think it's going to be a lot of game time decisions. I mean, it's a short week, people. So, I mean, it's going to take a little bit, to get them there. Anyway, my man, my buddy, Trags, he is in the waiting room. I know he's a busy guy. I'm going to get to him real quick. Here's Trags. What's up, Trags? How you doing, buddy?
I got time for you, bud. I was just a little bit on the crunch earlier today, getting in here in Baltimore. As you can tell, I'm in my lovely hotel room in Lincecum, Maryland, however you say it. That's where this is emanating from, ICE.
I'm just happy you made it, dude. I appreciate all the time you give me. I know you guys are extremely busy now, and I'm always bugging you guys to come on because I do this every freaking day, and if I get one of you guys on here, it's awesome. So I appreciate
by the way,
yes,
you hear me okay, right?
Yep, sounds great.
And do you see the light to the great beyond behind me? That doesn't bother you, right?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, just making sure.
It just looks like God's behind you going, ooh, Trags is here. All right, so I want to leverage a little bit the injury report here that I got for the Bengals. And this is what I got, that Trey Henderson, and by your video last night, I think he's a psychopath. Looks like he might play. But look at T's out, Sam's out, Yoshi's out, and Charlie Jones is still questionable. I'm hoping Charlie plays with T and Yoshi out.
I think I told you earlier, Iceman, it's a hard read, or I said it to somebody else actually through text. It's really a hard read to see how they view Charlie Jones at this part of his recovery from his thumb injury, his surgery. Is he really dependable to be, let's say, the fourth receiver? Right. Now that Yoshi's out, right. You've got to rely on, and obviously T is out. You've got to go Tyler Boyd. Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, Trenton Irwin, and that fourth receiver. Yeah. So is that going to be Charlie Jones? That's the decision they have to make. Or Would they rather have somebody else up? Obviously, we saw a couple of possibilities in the last couple of weeks. So it'll be interesting to see how they view that fourth receiver position. If they feel Charlie Jones is healed, I would have to think tomorrow, which is the deadline. I think it's 2 p.m. They have to activate Charlie Jones from the injured reserve, and he'd be active for the game. But we'll find out soon enough.
And if he's not, who do you think, in your opinion, would be the fourth wide receiver if he's not?
Yeah, it's a great question. Shedrick Jackson, I guess.
And that's the only one it could be. We're actually running out of wide receivers, to be honest. It's
right. And, I would think that would be a distinct possibility.
Yeah, but unless they, for some reason, want to put Chris Evans out there, split out wide, and let it throw him him the ball.
Don't think they're going to be doing that. I don't think you want running backs running, Z routes.
I just want them to get Chris Evans the ball. That's all I want. I want them.
Well, you're not alone, because he can do a lot of damage, as he's shown. When you get the ball to him in space, he's actually a very, very competent weapon out there on the field. But the Bengals have had trouble. When they've had trouble with their offense, they can't seem to get guys the ball in space. And that's something, I don't care if it's the number 2 ranked defense in the NFL in the Baltimore Ravens or it's the Arizona Cardinals. You have to find a way to get guys the ball in space. And the other thing that, we saw last week, the Bengals play the scramble drill as well as any team in the NFL. And maybe you run an intentional scramble a couple of times. I'm just, spitballs here, but the Bengals have got to have that kind of attitude against a team like the Ravens tomorrow, where, the space on the field comes at a premium.
Yeah, people are asking in the chat. Yes, the game is on local TV here. It is on Channel 9.
Channel 9.
Yeah, if you don't have Amazon Prime, so you will be able to watch it locally here. Now, one thing, Trash, I brought up here is we saw the offense look awesome in San Francisco. Went under center a lot, and it looked like we had the 49ers, or as I like to call them, the Suck-Uniters, off balance a lot. And we haven't seen that as much in Buffalo and against the Titans, where it seemed we're more in shotgun. Has Zach made any indication as to why, or if we're going to go back to it? I think Joe Mixon runs better out from under center than he does out of the shotgun. Any indication of that they might go back to that more or anything?
They could, but he's not going to give that indication, ahead of the critical divisional game like the Ravens. Maybe we do see more of that. Maybe the Bengals try to do to the Ravens what the Ravens have done to so many other teams, including the Bengals, and that is, turn the game into a slog. The key to that is getting on top, and playing with the lead.
Right.
Last week, when the Texans tied that game 7-7, it suddenly felt like the Bengals were playing behind. Mm-hmm. It just had that vibe because the Bengals offense was so bad. And what happens in a game like that, Iceman, is it's a tie game. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the scoreboard says you're in it.
Right.
But when your offense keeps punting the ball, and on 5 straight possessions you're punting the ball, you feel like you're behind because your offense can't move the ball. That's what they've got to avoid tomorrow night at M&T Bank Stadium.
Yeah, they've had that a lot lately. They get out to these great starts, and then they have a lull in the middle, and then they start firing on all cylinders.
I think some of it has to – I asked Brian Callahan this on, I believe it was Monday. And I asked him about tempo, and I said, "What are the pluses and minuses, the give and take on going tempo against a team like Baltimore, which that if you go up, too fast and start punting the ball and getting off the field too quickly, their offense starts staying on the field, and that's when you see Baltimore have 10 to 12 minute time of possession advantages, and you want to avoid that. But still in all, Callahan says we've gone tempo against Baltimore before with some success. So, read between the lines. Maybe we see more tempo tomorrow night in Baltimore, something to get the Bengals offense in rhythm again. Because, look, I know T is out, but in Tyler Boyd and in Jamar Chase, And the way they've been implementing the running or the tight ends, which has been a big positive over the last 2 games, even though there's only been 1 win, Burrow has done a very good job getting the tight ends involved in the offense. So now if you need them in a game like tomorrow night, it's not like, oh, we've got to turn on the switch and hope these tight ends respond. They've been already kind of, seasoned and broken into the offense, if you will. And I don't think it'll feel as odd if all of these guys, including, by the way, Drew Sample in the pass game, if you get all 3 of those guys involved, I think, the Bengals can make some hay. And no, I'm not forgetting Mitchell Wilcox. It's just that he is, let's face it, the 4th tight end. He's very good on special teams. But certainly when you're talking tight ends, you're talking Irv Smith Jr., who's come around a little bit. You're also talking Tanner Hudson and Drew Sample.
Yeah, I'm very happy that they finally got Tanner Hudson out there. I was hoping we get a Huddy Tuddy. Maybe we'll get one there Thursday night. But now Augie's got a question here, and this is a concern for me. He said, I think we'll pull it out 27-24. Hey, Trags, what do you think we will do to contain their running attack? Because the Texans, and that's one thing I said all last week, we're not that we don't have to worry about the run, but they're not a running team. Boy, was I wrong. They ran for over 150 yards on us. We knew they were going to throw the ball, but Trags, the running game is the part that shocked me, or running defense is the part that shocked me. And then the Ravens, I think, are the number 1 running team in the National Football League.
Well, I don't have the breakdown, but every time Devin Singletary got to the edge, he was off to the races. And by that, I mean 10 to 12 yards. He was getting, or even 5 to 10 yard chunks. That's too much.
Yes.
And, obviously, I think everybody knows Sam Hubbard is one of the best, if not the best, run stopping, edge setting edges in football. And without Sam Hubbard, you noticed it last week. That is a concern tomorrow night. There's no question about it. And of the 3, I think Cam Sample is your best bet. He's going to get the most reps. Then you're going to see Miles Murphy and Joseph Osai. Those 2 have to really contribute. And Joseph Osai has to produce in obvious passing situation. He has to find a way to get to Lamar Jackson. But the tricky thing tomorrow, and I kept saying this all week, on the shortened week, the thing you got to watch with Lamar Jackson is you can't just flush him out of the pocket right away, because he can obviously, as we all know, when he gets out of the pocket, he will look to run. If the running lanes are there, he will take off. So you've got to be disciplined. And so the question I have is, for the Bengals going into tomorrow night, is Joseph Osai capable of showing the kind of discipline on the edge that you need in a game against Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, and the thing is, too, what they need to do is Lamar is better at not taking off right away. And that's what scared me, what C.J. Stroud did a lot last week, where he rolled out and C.J. waited till we went and found the soft spot in the zone and hit him. And Lamar has done that a lot more this year. In the past, he'd get out, he would run, and he would make really good plays, but he also got injured. Now Lamar is actually looking to throw the ball more, hence what C.J. Stroud did on us last week. And those are the 2 things that scare me.
Yeah, now, last week, actually immediately after the game, Mike Hilton told me the difference with C.J. Stroud in that game was that once he got out of the pocket, he was absolutely still looking to throw downfield. He was not looking to take off, and he was just a quarterback moving the pocket. Lamar Jackson is not like that. He will move the pocket. He will absolutely still throw the ball down the field. But if the Bengals do a better job, and they better, of plastering the receivers in the secondary, then Lamar Jackson will look for running lanes, and he'll take his 5 to 6 yards. It doesn't have to be a flashy run. He'll take a 5 to 6 or 7 yard run and then, regroup for the next down. The Bengals need to get him closer to the line of scrimmage, or better yet, tackle him for losses. Get him to the ground. Here's what I've noticed when the Bengals have not played good run defense. The pursuit to the ball has not been what it was in 2021 and 2022. They do not converge on the ball carrier as well. And I don't know why that is. Certainly Marion Hobby is, and guys like that are trying to figure the defensive line coach. They're trying to figure that out along with Lou Anarumo. Why are we not converging to the ball? Why are we not pursuing the ball as well with as many bodies? And even last week when they had Nick Scott and Jermaine Pratt on Noah Brown on that catch right before the game-winning field goal, you got to get him to the ground there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the Bengals have not been making those plays this year as frequently on defense. Thus, the bigger numbers for opposing offenses. That's got to change tomorrow night at M&T Bank Stadium.
Yeah, I've said it yesterday. If they just tackle him there and not try to strip the ball out, it's a 50-yard field goal. They're probably trying to make another play. The Bengals, most likely, that game goes into overtime. I mean, most likely, who knows? But it's a better shot of that happening than being a chip shot.
If you take at face value that kick and move it back 15 yards or 12 yards, whatever it was, it's no good.
Right.
Because it was fading off to the right, and it just slid inside the right upright, correct?
Yeah, that's the end zone I sit in. Yes, I saw it.
If you move that back 12 yards, that kick is no good, and you go to overtime.
Right. So that's the thing, and that's where a lot of people have been talking, excuse me, on here, that and it kind of goes back to what Joe said, or he says he's got to turn the switch on and off more. I think it goes with the defense too. Sometimes I love the aggressiveness to ripping the ball out, but sometimes you just got to get the guy on the ground, and that's that case part right there. And that's where I think they got to find a balance. That offense has to find a balance of when to be more aggressive and when to not more often than they do now. And the defense needs to. Good. We got.
I want to answer a couple of questions here. The organization has, believe it or not, won road primetime games, just not that often. They are 7-45, and I can name all 7 games, which is sad. Okay. The LA Rams back in 1978, that was Monday Night Football. That was a 4-12 season. The Bengals, I think, went into that game with a 1-12 record and won the last 3 games, starting with that game on Monday Night Football at Los Angeles. That was the first one. Bengals have beaten the Steelers twice on Monday night. They've beaten the Browns twice on Monday night. All of these are on the road. And they've beaten the Bears in overtime, 1992. I don't know if you remember that game.
I do. I remember that one. Yeah.
And their last one was the Eagles game back in 2012, a very bad Philadelphia Eagles game on Thursday Night Football. And the irony of that game was it came 4 days after losing a game on a last-second field goal at Paycor, at Paul Brown Stadium to the Dallas Cowboys. So there is some symmetry there. I think if the Bengals play this game close, I think they win. My concern tomorrow night is that Lamar Jackson gets out to a 14-3 lead and the offense just can't get on track. And if that's the case, you play from behind against Baltimore, you're probably going to lose. Now, I say that, right, Iceman? What did the Browns do last week?
They came back and beat them. Right.
That they were down 17-3 and 31-17, and the Browns came back to win. So, yes, it's possible. But given the way the Bengals are playing offense right now, you don't want to put that kind of pressure on the Bengals,
right? And
on Joe Burrow.
I heard this either on your podcast or Locked On Bengals. I can't remember. Maybe Skinny said it on yours. But the Ravens are not a very good fourth quarter team. They've crumbled in the fourth quarter.
They're not.
The Bengals are actually offensively, they're actually pretty good in the fourth quarter, especially if they had the lead. That's the key. If they had the lead, so that's where it bodes well for the Bengals in the fourth quarter, but trends are made to be broken. I mean, that's a good. You know what, Iceman? That's a good sign for the Bengals that they are a good fourth quarter team. Yes.
Good, very good teams. Championship caliber teams are very good in the fourth quarter. Either coming from behind, rallying and winning, or putting teams away. We've seen that from the Bengals this year, and we've seen it on the road. San Francisco is the best example of that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you beat a very good team on the road when they hadn't lost at home in forever, 11 straight home wins for San Francisco. What were you going to say, Iceman?
I'll say, yeah, we literally saw that Sunday. I mean, literally, if Tyler Boyd catches the ball We're talking about how the
Yeah,
backbone of this team and how great it is that just a
agreed.
championship measure. That it's so ridiculous, Trags, that one play changes the whole narrative, but if it goes from a win to a loss. But I mean, that's literally
That's
what
the
happened.
NFL, though.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
and I would look. By the way, if I'm a fan watching the game tomorrow night, I would expect Joe Burrow to get Tyler Boyd involved early
Yes.
and often. A, because what happened last week. B, because he's still a very good and valuable and critical receiver in their offense without T. Higgins out there, of course. And C, because Tyler Boyd has quite the history at M&T Bank Stadium.
Yes, it does.
And I wrote this in my What to Look For preview. You can check it out on clnscincy.com, by the way.
You can check it on my Twitter line too.
Yeah, there you go. But he, of course, caught that pass as a rookie in 2017 on 4th and 29, I believe it was, and scored the touchdown that got the Buffalo Bills into the playoffs and, was one of, I think, Marvin Lewis's final great moments as head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals.
That literally saved him being fired that year. I think that kept him the Bengals.
Oh, no question.
Year. Yeah, that if that doesn't happen, Marvin gets fired that year instead of sticking around for one more year. The other thing too is I think Jamar Chase, the Raven killer, is going to go off tomorrow too, just because. I'm hoping his back feels better. I think he was more sore, pretty sore last week. That's why he didn't. He still had 5 catches for 124 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah, he did good numbers there. Good recall, Iceman.
I think he's going to get more targets as well because he just steps up his game against the Ravens and he always makes plays. And with T not being there, they're going to have to really rely on him a lot more, I think. So I'm looking for a big game from Chase too.
By the way, that the receivers we should look at if it's not Charlie Jones are Shedrick Jackson, who was active last week, Kwame Lassiter or Kendrick Pryor. All of them are on the practice squad. Stanley Morgan, will he be activated again because of his role on special teams? Well, I would expect the answer to that to be definitely yes. I don't think they view Stanley Morgan as an option there at the 4th receiver unless another injury happens. But that's what I think you're looking at. I think Stanley Morgan would be the 5th receiver tomorrow night. So the question is, who are you going to slot in there if it's not Charlie Jones activated off injured reserve?
Right. Now, one more question, and I'll get you out of here. I know you got to get going here. Running game, Joe Mixon. Now, what I keep telling everybody keeps saying we got to run it more consistent. I agree, but I look at it and people wonder why they go away from it. I look at it as we're not consistently gaining enough yards.
Correct.
To be consistent because we have too many 0 runs or 2 runs. Yes, he'll have a 6-yard run, but then he'll come back with a 3 or 2 or 0-yard run. That's the thing that I think the consistency has not been there this year, Drag.
So there's an expression that Brian Callahan has. We get what's blocked.
Yes.
Well, on Sunday, there were a couple of plays where what was blocked was 15 to 20-yard runs, and Joe didn't hit the hole or didn't read it right. And I'm thinking of one run in particular where he ran left into the pursuit instead of cutting back to his right. And if he does that, easily a 15-yard gain, no question. And those are the kind of runs that when it's blocked perfectly, you need your running back to see and get them, because when you don't, it's really a momentum killer.
And Mixon doesn't have
incomplete pass.
Right, yeah, exactly. And Mixon doesn't have the moves to get out of tackles like he used to. I mean, let's be honest, he is getting older, and I'm not. It's not trying to be a knock on him. It's just the truth. He doesn't break tackles like he used to. Because I mean, he had to do that forever.
In fairness to the other 28, I see Corey's number. By the way, great job with Corey Dillon.
Thanks, buddy.
You deserve some props for that, Iceman. Big time props.
Thanks, buddy.
But in terms of the current 28, he's been breaking some tackles. I think Joe Mixon, if you watch him in games, he actually enjoys the contact. He gets activated by contact, and he turns, a 2-yard scrum into a 5-yard gain. Well, that's great. But when the play is blocked for you to, cut outside, then cut back, and make 12 to 15 yards, you've got to have that from your running back.
Right.
And especially against a team like the Baltimore Ravens, where those opportunities don't come very often because they're so good on run defense. You've got to take those opportunities when they're there.
Yeah, and one thing I want to definitely get rid of the playbook is the running it wide or sweep or whatever they want to call it. It does not work this year.
No. I mean, it certainly doesn't have that feel that, even when you put Jamar Chase on a jet sweep, the Bengals just have not clicked on that play for whatever reason. And, I think, the X's and O's in me just would tell you that they're not getting the edge set and they're not getting, the wide receivers out there to help on run blocking. And when you don't have that, and and when the defense has the numbers, I don't care who's running the ball, you're not going to have much of a gain on jet sweeps.
And that was the other thing that surprised. I'm going to get you out of here, I promise. The other thing that's
no, I'm good. Okay. Keep going.
The other thing that surprised me last week, because I thought this was going to be a big trenches game, where I thought we had the advantage over the Titans. I thought our offensive line had been playing really well here lately, and I thought we were really going to, I don't want to say dominate, but we would win more than we would lose. And even with our defensive line, even with Sam out, I thought Trey would get to CJ Stroud a little more, and that really didn't happen. The offensive line was the one that really surprised me, because Joe had a really good game, 247 yards, I think it was, but he still got pressured way more than I thought he would.
So I went back, watched the tape. It was not a great game for Alex Kappa, and he would acknowledge that. He knows he gave up too many pressures. He knows he gave up too many pressures, and the one sack that I can recall right off the top of my head. But Ted Karras and Cordell Volson also suffered too many pressures over the middle. And the way to get to any great quarterback who sees the field and disrupt them is get them up the middle. Now, Joe Burrow just so happens not only to be able to read the field incredibly well when he's settled in the pocket or stepping up in the pocket, but outside the pocket, he can make a lot of plays, as again we saw last Sunday in the loss. So I think, though, Joe Burrow would like to move around in the pocket, slide up, step up, and then see more of the field. When you're running, you still cut down at least 40% of the field, and that's being generous. Usually it's 50% of the field when you're on the run and having to move the pocket yourself. Yeah,
exactly. And that kind of happened last week, or when he threw the interception down there in triple coverage. He ran to the right side. If I'm doing my left, right, he ran to the right side, and he didn't see the safety coming over, and he threw it. I mean, but like I said, his vision goes from this to this, so it makes it more difficult, and it's easier to defend as well. They only have to defend half the field, and when you're rolling out like that too.
Correct. And the Bengals defense is usually outstanding when that happens, because they communicate that in the secondary, but for whatever reason. And I will tell you, Lou Anarumo didn't think it was really a communication issue last Sunday as much as it was DBs weren't plastering their receivers and staying with them. You just can't release a receiver like Noah Brown and let him just sit in a zone with nobody
open tracks.
Right. And everybody could see that. Fan in 344, where my lovely significant other was sitting last week, 14 rows up in 344. She could see it.
I've met her.
You could, yes, thank you. You could see it in your end zone view. Lou Anarumo could certainly see it from the sideline. Everybody could see it, is the point. And that's got to change tomorrow when you're facing Odell Beckham Jr. and a guy a receiver that scares me tomorrow is Zay Flowers.
Yep.
He's just so quick in tiny spaces.
Yeah, he scares me more than
you cannot let Zay Flowers do to you what Noah Brown did last week, or the Bengals will lose.
Yeah, or we'll lose. That is for sure. And so, do you see? Lou doesn't like the rotation, but he has to keep doing it with the safety. But do you see Jordan Battle? I keep waiting for him to get more snaps, but it seems like he's still sticking with Mike Scott. I keep doing it again. Mike Scott, daggone it. Nick Scott. I keep saying Mike Scott. Right. He's a pitcher for the Houston Astros. Nick Scott. We saw the highlight where Nick Scott blitzes and they hand the ball off. And he's run this way and they hand the ball off over here and he completely misses it. And then just a wide open wide receivers we had last weekend. Do you see Jordan Battle getting more snaps this week, or is this more of a thing that might happen after the quote unquote mini bye?
I I think it probably would happen after the mini bye. However, I don't know how Lou Anarumo views the game plan tomorrow. I don't know if we might see some big nickel. I don't know if they throw more dime out there with six defensive, at big nickel, meaning that you have three safeties as part of a either a nickel or a dime defense with, what would be a dime would be six defensive backs or a quarter, which would be seven defensive backs. But, I just I don't have a good feel for that tomorrow.
Now, the other question here I have is Trey Flowers was our Lamar killer. Do you see, and Sam Hubbard has been that guy too, just to cover him. Akeem Davis Gaither, he's done a good job of that, but he's also been injured. Do you see him getting more of a role of maybe trying to be the Lamar spy, or who would be that person, in your opinion?
That's a great question, Iceman. I think it's more Logan Wilson. I think he has got the athletic ability to do the job of spying Lamar Jackson. It could be Jermaine Pratt. I still like Pratt's instinct and his speed. He recovers quickly. He's a very fast linebacker for being a middle, being the linebacker that he is. So either one of those guys, I think, could do it. I think to expect Akeem Davis Gaither to come off a knee injury, and I know he's been active playing, but to expect him to come on the field and do it, I think is asking a bit much.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know who else it will be. So anyway, Trags, you've been on for about 30 minutes. I appreciate you. I know you just got in a hotel room. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on. And thanks for the whole thing with Corey Dillon. Dude is awesome. If you ever want to interview him or anything, let me know. I can hook it up for you. He's a great dude. I'm trying to get him into the Ring of Honor. I'm trying to get him in the Hall of Fame. He's an awesome dude. So I just want to always get that narration out there. Do me a favor, plug some stuff before I let you go.
Yes, at Trags on Twitter, X, TRAGS, CLNSCincy.com. It's where all of my CLNS media content has migrated onto our own Cincinnati site dedicated entirely to Cincinnati sports. You can also find my stuff covering UC and Xavier up there, as well as Cincinnati Reds moving on into next season, 2024. And of course, all my Bengals coverage on my YouTube channel. youtube.com/@JungleRoarPod, where also my Jungle Roar podcast also exists. So there you go.
Yeah, go check it out. You have my buddy Skinny on there too. You and him, two of my favorite guys I have on my show that come on the most. So I appreciate you guys. And I told you, Trags, when you first came on my show, 3 years ago when you came back in town, you brought the luck. You covered the GOAT, Tom Brady. As soon as you got here, we started winning. So I think it's all on you right here. It's all you're the reason we had going on this winning streak.
You'll find out tomorrow night.
There you go. All right, Trags. Appreciate you, man. Who day?
Take care, Iceman.
See ya. All right, guys, go follow Trags. He's an awesome dude. Like I said, I appreciate him. He just got in the hotel, I think, and jumped on the show with me. So I appreciate him jumping on. And I want to be respectful of his time. So I don't want to take any more time up than he has, because like I said, he just got in a hotel room, looked like, and set his computer up and came on the show. So I appreciate him. But yeah, there are some big ifs for tomorrow night. We got some guys out. The Ravens are going to have some people out. Looking for, and I agree with what Trag says. I'm looking for a big game from Tyler Boyd, and I'm looking for Joe Burrow to go to him early and often to get the taste out of his mouth, and because Tyler Boyd has made big plays against the Ratbirds multiple times in his career. Jamar Chase has made really good plays against them. Now, the thing is, the offensive line has got to play better. And that was an interesting thing that he was saying about Joe Mixon. And this is something I would love to ask Corey about, is where he said that he's missed the holes last week, which makes more sense. And that's what I kind of keep saying. Everybody's like, we got to run the ball more consistent, which I take that as everybody saying we got to do it more often. I think we need, if they were gaining yardage more consistently, they'd stick with it. The problem is they haven't been. Now, again, I go to, is that the offensive line or is that Joe Mixon? What is the problem here? Why? Because like Brian Callahan said, we get good yardage when everything's blocked right. But if it's blocked right and they go to the wrong hole and they miss it, then you're not going to get the yardage that you would necessarily get. So that's what I try to keep telling everybody. It's like, because it's not as easy. Just keep hammering, keep hammering, keep hammering, keep hammering. Well, if you keep hammering and you're going 3 and out, which I know we did that throwing the ball, I understand. You can't keep doing that. So that's the thing that I'm looking for: consistency in gaining of yardage. That's what this running game needs. And we don't need a 100-yard running back. I would love Joe Mixon to get 100 yards. I would love that. That would help out so much. But if he can get 70, 80 yards tomorrow night, that would be huge, especially with Yoshi out, with T out. We're going to your third wide receiver is going to be Trent Irwin, which is, trust me, I'm not nothing against Trent. Trenton's a great player, but I don't know who the fourth one's going to be. Hopefully it's Charlie Jones, but it depends on how his thumb is. He's been practicing full, but we'll see. You like my haircut? Thank you. My wife, my daughter did that for me. Yes, I know, Augie. That's what she said. I know. I know. All right, Keith here. Guys, I think the way we beat them on offense is utilizing Boyd and Chase and deep decoys and hitting the underneath stuff to Irvin, the tight ends, and Mixon / maybe even Evans. Oh my God. I would be shocked if they actually threw the ball to Chris Evans. I would love that. Thoughts? Yes, I agree with all of that. But I actually want them, what I want them to do, I want them to come out and take a deep shots right off the bat. Like, screw you. We're coming after you, guns blazing. And that's what I would like them to do. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that's what I'm hoping for, that they go out there. Yes, right. Happy birthday to TB. Hopefully, today's his birthday. Hopefully, he has a wonderful birthday present tomorrow. Tom Brooks. I wonder what painkillers Watson was on to be able to play with a high ankle, broken shoulder. Must have shot him up with numbing med. Yeah, they did something, because he was able to finish the game and win the game, and now he's out for the year. So, hey, I'll put this to you this way. Even without, they haven't really had a consistent quarterback all year, and they're still freaking winning because that defense is elite. And I hate the Clowns. Well, you got to give them respect. Their defense is elite. That might be the best defense in football. So when we go up there and beat them this time, it ain't going to be easy. Let's see here. Keith, I think Boyd makes the perfect decoy because of what you just said. The shitbirds know he killed them. Yeah. Well, and then we have two of them, both of them, TB and Jamar. Both of them have killed them before. So, and that's where I know Jamar had a still a good game, but this could be a big Jamar game, like an Arizona Jamar game, is kind of what I'm thinking, because he is, I'm not going to say fully healthy from his back, because I have no idea, but it's a bruise. And trust me, like I said, on this show, I hurt my back a million times. It takes a while to recover from that. But if he is 100% or close to 100%, I think Jamal's going to ball out tomorrow. That's just my thing with Jamal. I said Jamar is going to ball out tomorrow. Let me think here. Adam. The problem is they don't rotate other running backs. They don't have any other running backs. Travion, that they actually trust. I'll put you that they actually trust. The only one they actually trust other than Mixon is Travion. That's it. Running backs into the game and keep Mixon fresh. Not rocket science. I'm with you, but it's Travion, and that's the only other guy they trust to run the ball. So that's where this Chase Brown injury, I think, is really hurt, because the week Chase Brown got hurt, I heard that he was going to be featured more in the offense. That was the plan. And then he pulled his hamstring and he's been out for a month. So that has hurt them. I really think that the plan was to get him going into the offense more. But I don't know why they don't give the ball to Travion more. I would like them to do that. But they have it. And it comes to a trust factor of who they think can get the most yardage. And they're putting it on Joe Mixon right now. And Mixon has had good games. Last week just wasn't one of them. Last week everybody made a lot of mistakes. Keith here. Oh, let's see, gadget play first series, maybe a flea flicker. If they can get it blocked up, see that's I'm with you on that. But I want to find out how that offensive line is playing because they struggled against the Texans. The Ratbirds got a better defensive line than the Texans do. So I would wait and see how this offensive line is blocking first before you do something like that, because you do that right off the bat and it gets blown up, you're losing probably 15 yards, and then you're first and 28 or whatever. So yeah, great show. Thanks. Not done yet. Let's see here. Anything else? I'm not sure he got all that. I don't know what you're talking about there, Brad. Anyway, all right, guys. So there's my boy. Finally, he's in there. He showed up. He's the Bengals are won by 3. Chandler said the Bengals are going to win by 300. He must have just got home from college. So I'm with you, dude. I think the Bengals are going to win. I don't think we're going to win by 300. So tomorrow night, there will be no show tomorrow. I will be doing a show, and Corey Dillon is going to be on with me. We'll be recapping Thursday's show, or Thursday's game. So no show Thursday. I'm going to Hail Mary's in Cheviot. Matty Myers is going to be there. My boy, Sea-Dog, is going to be there. And we're going to be there with Bengals Bomb Squad or Bomb Squad West. I don't remember which one it is. Anyways, there's lots of Bengals fans there. We're doing some cool stuff there. So if you guys are looking for a cool place to watch the game with some fun Bengals fans on Thursday, come check us out. We'll be at Hail Mary's. Like I said, it's in Cheviot. If you are any familiar with Cheviot, there's a row of bars. It's like at the end of the row of bars. It's pretty easy to find. It looks like a pretty cool place. Let me get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And they are Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar. And then you follow me on all my social media platforms, all under sports with Strawberry Ice on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trinopole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I will be pulling on sound later on tonight, putting on the podcast on Beanpod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. If you guys like I said, again, if you're looking for the game tomorrow night, it's on, and you don't have Amazon Prime, it's on WCPO Channel 9, or you can come to Hail Mary's and watch it there tomorrow. Dropping at 9 a.m. tomorrow, my boy Wabi Assad will be dropping his music video. He shared a clip of it out there, and this guy, Pork Chop's on there. Chandler was supposed to be on there. I don't know where he is at. Houday Baby's on there. Greg's in there. Who else is in there that you guys might want to see? Anyway, it's a whole bunch of old white dudes, and we're bobbing our heads and looking cool. YBSI made us look way cooler than we actually are. But it's a cool video. Make sure you go check it out. It'll be on, I think it's on his YouTube. It will be on his YouTube channel. Anyway, go follow YBSI. Or when I find it, I'll retweet it so you guys can check it out. It was an absolute blast doing it. Never thought it'd be a music video or rap video, but it's really cool. Anyway, what'd you say? I'm talking to Chandler here. You think Chuck makes his return? He was living in prep. I don't know. I'll just ask Trags that, and he wasn't sure, to be honest. So we will see. I'm hoping Chuck Sizzle, we need him because he's got to be our fourth wide receiver because Yoshi's out. I don't know if you heard that or not, Chandler. Yoshi is out. So we need Chuck Sizzle to be the number 4 wide receiver. Anyway, YouTubers, my originals, you got 2,434 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Like I said, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff. I would be, like I said, if you're watching on ZTV right now, what's up? I'm on there. Shout out to Joey Carr for hooking me up with that. That's the other thing. Joey Carr's going to be at Hail Mary's as well. So we'll be doing some cool video clips and stuff there. So if you guys want to be a part of the stuff that Joe does on his show, it's the Joe Show, 9 a.m.s on ZTV. So make sure you guys check that out. So like I said, I appreciate all you guys. Make sure you hit the likes, hit the thumbs up. I got 1 thumbs up. I got 21 people watching here. All 21 of you guys, hit the thumbs up on the YouTube channel, please. I'd appreciate it. Helps the algorithm. Anyway, other than that, I'm going to be on Bengal Army at 8 o'clock tonight. So I don't think it's going to be live. I think he records it. So make sure you guys check that out. That whenever it drops, I'll be on there. Other than that, I'll see you guys Friday. Me and this guy right here, the greatest running back in Bengals history, Corey Dillon. Maybe Cap and Greg. I don't know. I haven't found out if they're coming or not, but for sure me and Corey will be on. We'll be recapping Thursday night's win. I'm predicting a win. We're going to win. We have to win. If we don't, I think not the season's over, but maybe the division title It's going to be really hard to win it if we don't win Thursday night. Anyway, I believe that we will win. And remember, they still got to play us. And that's just sports, baby. See ya!
I'm from the city where they gotta play us.
Yeah.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us.
I don't.
Coin flippers trying to pay up.
Hey,
I'm from the city where they gotta play us.
they still gotta play us,
I'm
man.
from the city where they gotta play us. Coin flippers trying to pay up.
Go. Started out with who they done got me started. Call Katie, tell him make room for the Lamborghini. I trust 27 to lead us through any battle. We had DK out there press. You seen how we did Seattle? Went down 1-3 and then we hop back on that saddle. Everybody want T, but you can't have him cause we got it. A lethal 9 on the side and he gon' always red dot him. 29 got him on lockdown. This Taylor Britt Island. You know Jamar probably open. That boy 7-11. Who your best cornerback? Cause my receivers gon' shred him. And you don't wanna go one-on-one with Lou's playbook. 91 step on that field, them quarterbacks look shook. A couple weeks went by and we done stacked us up some wins. Brad Logan still with us, still the turnover twin. Uzier, man to man, you probably shouldn't throw at him. Orlando Brown came to town, showed us what a bodyguard is. I don't think they want no smoke with us. Forever standing on business, this ain't no joke for us. Money Mackey line it up, that boy forever clutch. Put up whoever you want, it's never slow for us. Ain't nothing changed, 21 still lurking in the cut. 83 reasons why they can't with us. Zach Taylor top dog, it's always win or bust. Hand the ball to Chase Brown, probably won't get touched. Chuck sizzle back deep to receive the punt. Probably gon' run it back, I feel like he the one. Doing my shuffle on him still, I feel like Icky Woods. Old line protecting Joe like a tiger should. Imagine having Trent Irwin as your fourth string. If BJ Hill hit you, you feel what that force bring. 1, 2, 3, nah, we need 4 rings. This the jungle, you can't come in here and pull strings. Look close, look how DJ read that offense. Sin Hubbard and Osai, yeah, we all in. Nick Scott ball hawking overwatching. Dax Hill an interception that look flawless. It's really hard to lose when K. Adams rooting for you. If you need a couple yards, Earth gon' get it for you. We got Tanner Hudson now, Sample still too. Yoshi gon' go get that ball just like a dog do. Already knew they had to play us, but this part two. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. Who they?